Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan here. For today, we have on the show, what can I say? We have the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the one and only, the legendary, the superstar, Anna. Anna, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. And what better way to have an incredible super evening than to be chatting with someone as badass as you would, you know what I mean?
Great. I'm excited.
I love it. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow, helps a lot. But most important, on the description below, you're going to find all of Anna's social media. Let's follow her and let's find out why she's super badass. Now, without further more, let's jump in. So I want to start this whole conversation by throwing out the first question, which is like how the whole journey started. What drew you into, this whole cheerleading, dancing, what it all started, basically.
Yeah, I started dancing when I was 3. My parents put me in a dance class because my sister loved it. And I basically loved it ever since then. I grew up dancing competitively. And then when I graduated, I was like, how can I keep dancing? All I've ever wanted to do is dance. I know lots of kids want to grow up to be vets, doctors, but every time people ask me, I was like, I want to be a dancer. So I used to go to Stampeders football games and saw the cheerleaders there. And I used to always want to be one. And so then my sister actually suggested to me when I graduated, she was like, what if you auditioned to be like a cheerleader? And I was like, you know what? You're onto something. Like that sounds really fun to get to dance and do what I love. And that's what I'm doing now.
There you go. I love it. But tell me, what were some of the challenges that you had when you were, recently making your first steps into the whole cheerleading world?
It is a different style than the style that I learned at a studio, because like with one team we use Poms and it's performing for like a stadium and arena. So you're thinking like 360 view, stands going up versus like a competition, you're dancing on a stage for 3 judges in front of you. So it was different in that sense. And in like my performance, like dancing on a stage, you don't have to be so like smiley and like performative for judges who are right in front of you. Whereas like thinking about the fans at the very back of the stadium, you want them to be able to see that you're enjoying yourself and you're having fun. So it's a bigger push on like the big smiles and all that kind of stuff. So that was like different to learn the style and the performance aspect of that versus like studio dancing.
Okay. And focusing a little bit into your whole cheerleading career, tell me, like what's the most what's the most exhilarating stunt or trick you ever performed, and how did it feel when you basically nailed it?
So we are more of a dance team than a stunt team. The one team does have a stunt team separate from us, but we love to like learn. We've been recently doing like some basket tosses or some tricks that we did in a recent routine. I have one of the girls like flipping off my back basically. And it went amazing when we performed it. And we both after were like, that was incredible. And they got a great video of it. And so that felt super cool, but also dancing for football. We dance outside. We're in Canada. It's cold, it's snowing. And so just being able to like perform a routine perfectly in all weathers, not slipping on snow or rain, it's just, you feel so great after. You're like, I did it. We're good.
Yeah, absolutely. That is incredible. I love it. I love that. And tell me, if you could create a new cheerleading move or routine, what would it be called, and what would it look like?
Hmm. I'm always having like new ideas for routines, sidelines, tricks. I quite literally wake up in the middle of the night having an idea and I have to like get up and figure it out right then and there. So I don't have like a specific like move or anything in mind, but everything that I want to create, like I want it to be super fun for everyone in the audience watching, whether they're in the front row, whether they're in the nosebleeds. I just want it to be fun and for everything to like radiate how much I enjoy it to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would assume that it's exhilarating, right? Like the whole experience when you were like when you were like in that moment and when you see the crowd and everything. I mean, I would assume that it goes everything like once you are in there, it goes everything super fast, right? And then once you realize you're like, I'm at home now. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, I've always loved performing, and dancing in front of an audience is just my favorite thing.
Cool. And tell me, if you could cheer for any sports team or even event in the world, which one would it be and why?
Ooh, I have quite a few actually. I would love to dance for the Raptors. I think NBA would be so cool and like different getting to dance on a court versus like a field or turf. And I think they're just a super cool team. They're very hip hop. I think that's fun. I would love to dance for the Dallas Cowboys. Their cheerleaders are iconic. My dad and I watched their Making the Team show growing up, like, and their style is very similar to our football cheer team.
Mhm.
So I think that would be fun. Or my favorite NFL team is the Chiefs. So that would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Let's make it happen. That sounds like a plan. I
Yeah.
like it. And tell me, do you have any pre-game or pre-performance rituals that you follow for good luck, let's say?
Nothing too particular for me. I always have an energy tea before games just to get my energy up, and go through all of our game day material. But that is something we usually do as a team. And this year, on one of the teams, we've started doing pre-game affirmations. And I love that we've started doing it. That just sets the tone for the game to be incredible and just start off feeling amazing. So I'm really enjoying that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And if you could choreograph a cheer routine to any song, which song would it be and why? Like why that song why that song inspires you?
Mm-hmm. I actually am choreographing a dance this season for our football cheer team, and it's going to be to SOS by Rihanna. And the inspiration behind that, I was actually looking for a song to use in like my dance classes I teach. And when I heard that, I was like, no, this has to be like an on-field dance. I just love the beats in that song. I found a live version, an instrumental version, and it just sounds so cool. And like I said, I'm always having ideas, and I immediately cut the song, like started having ideas for choreography, formations. And so I think that's gonna be so fun. I just love the vibes of that song.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's so interesting that how a song can actually move someone. You know what I mean? That perhaps like for some people it's good and that's it. But I find it pretty cool, like whenever a song hits you somehow, and then you want to kind of do something about with that song. So
Yeah, I'm a very musical person, very much with like the lyrics, the beats, everything. So I'm all like music really drives me creatively as a dance teacher, as a choreographer, cheerleader,
totally,
those things.
totally. And tell me, what's the most challenging aspect of being a cheerleader and how do you overcome it?
I would say the most challenging aspect is like having to be on all the time. People will recognize us at places like the gym, and you don't necessarily always want to chat with somebody when you're doing a workout, but I just have to remember like these are the fans that come to the games. They come to watch us. If they recognize me when I'm not in uniform and stuff, like they clearly care about our team, love what we do. And I'm just thankful we have the most amazing fans. So I'm happy to have conversations with them all the time.
That is cool. That is cool. And what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about cheerleaders?
Ooh. Hmm. I would say that they think a lot of the time people think cheerleaders are just like cheerleaders,
Hmm,
and there's like not much else to us, but everyone on our team has so much going on. Some people are nurses, some people are school teachers, a lot of us are dance teachers and or in school full time. So I think just that we have so much more than just our cheerleading, our dancing. Yeah, that we have so much more. going on than just that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do think that once you, yeah, like once you see, yeah, like once you get your feet wet, let's say a little bit about the whole, like how something it's being made, you know what I mean? Sometimes we tend to understand like a lot of things and be like, oh, I get it, and at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, yeah, I do think that that is one thing that we should sometimes do, instead of judging or something like that. Try to
Mm.
be on their shoes for a while, experience like what are they doing? Either if it is dancing, cheerleading, acting, music, like with that, try to see like how everything is yeah, like try to understand and try to see how everything is being made, and you will see things in a totally different way, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Now, what's the best piece of advice you've received from a coach or a fellow cheerleader?
Ooh. Okay, I've gone to a pro cheerleader dance convention in Vegas that they have every year. And so I've gone the last 2 years, and my favorite choreographer there is Kashara Garrett. She's a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and I so much amazing advice from her, but one of the biggest things I took from her is she told us to perform and dance for the very last row in the building. So that always reminds me of dancing bigger, smiling bigger. So those fans get to enjoy our performance as much as those in the first row. Like they're all paying to be there and they all are watching us. If they are, then we want them to enjoy it. So
Yeah, I like it. And what's the most rewarding part of being a cheerleader, in your opinion?
I think it's our community work. We
Hmm.
do a lot of events and things in the community, and my favorite is our children's hospital visits we do. We get to go play games, do crafts, hang out, chat with them, and it's just amazing to see how strong these kids are, like going through such hard things at a young age, but they still have a smile on their face. They're still so kind, and I just really love to be able to give back in that way to the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I look, and it's sometimes like whenever you get the chance, like to be, like to speak with them or to, hang out with them for a while.
Mhm.
Like at least to me, it's kind of opened I mean, it opened your eyes basically. You're like how, yeah, it's just like a humble. It's just like a very humble emotional experience. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, okay. And tell me, do you have any special talents or skills outside of cheerleading that you incorporate into your routines?
Ooh. Um, well, I am a dance teacher in my daily life, so I find myself making sure that I'm applying all the corrections that I give to my students, keeping myself accountable in that way. And I'm always having these new ideas for choreography, and I love getting inspiration from both like my students that I teach and cheerleading that inspire like a crossover both ways.
Absolutely. I like it. That's pretty cool. And if you could attend a cheerleading camp or workshop with any professional cheerleading squad, which one would you choose and why?
I love the convention in Vegas because you get to work with so many different choreographers from NFL, NBA, NHL, and I love training with them. But I recently would love to go to Miami and train with the Miami Dolphins because Kashara, who I mentioned earlier, is their coach this year. And I would just love to learn more of her fun choreo and get some more wisdom from her from being in this industry for so long.
That is incredible. Okay. And if you could perform a cheer routine in any iconic location in the world, where would it be? And what would your routine entail?
Hmm. I really love New York. There's just something about every time I've gone there, it's just been like magical and I've had the best time. So I think Times Square in New York would be so cool and iconic, of course. And it would have to be like a super high energy routine, like fun, exciting, lots of tricks, just something for even people walking by or just out on the street to enjoy. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that. That would be badass. Just saying.
Mhm.
I like it. And tell me, focusing now a little bit into your whole dancing career, right? Like, how
Mhm.
do you approach collaboration with other dancers, and what do you believe makes for a successful dance partnership?
Ooh, I love collaborating with people for choreography and dancing. I find you can come up with more amazing things that you could come up with yourself because you have, two brains and just bouncing ideas off of each other always just you end up with so much cooler things than by yourself. Um and sometimes you can butt heads, but I really love hearing other people's ideas and I just think it makes everything 10 times better. Just having collaborative talks, conversations, ideas, choreography, dancing together, the energy you give each other. Yeah, I love collaborating. I think it's the best thing that you can do. And we as a team like to kind of collaborate with each other, with the coach, like bouncing ideas off of each other. And I think that's what's pushed us in the last few years to just becoming a better team.
Yep, yep. And are there any dance styles or techniques that you're currently exploring or eager to learn?
hmm so our one team is more hip hop team. We do a little bit of everything though. We do some pom, we do some jazz, and then the other team is more country rock pom. Um, and I love them all, but I'm just excited to explore different choreography every season. Like we add more styles, more genres, and I love what we're doing right now, and I hope we just keep it up with the versatility.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, I like it. I mean, you are stepping up into the badass level. I mean, you're more badass now. I love it. That is
Love
incredible.
it.
And tell me, like, how do you balance the technical aspects of dance with the emotional expression it requires?
Hmm. Um, I mean, I've always found performing comes naturally to me. So, like, really for me, it's like learning the technique, adding the performance right away, and then it just all comes together as one. Um, but yeah, I think I try to perform when I'm learning the technical aspects so that it's all built in. So I don't really have to think about either when I'm dancing. I can just enjoy it and perform and not have to like think so hard on the technique part of it.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And tell me, can you share a moment where dance helped you overcome a personal challenge or obstacle in your life during that point?
Ooh, I think actually during COVID, it was really hard to, not be in studio teaching and we weren't cheerleading at the time, obviously, and practicing every week. And that was really hard and isolating for everyone, of course. And I found going into like the studio by myself and I would dance for like 5 hours and it just made me feel so much better. I found lots of online classes where I was like virtually training with people and that just kept me like a more positive outlook on a not so great time was just building that community of dance even like virtually and on my own but with people through Zoom and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like what I'm trying to say here is like during the whole COVID time, I think that was kind of a breaking point for I think most of people to realize like how short life can really is, like how fragile life truly is. I mean, sometimes we take things for granted, right? And we could think that we're gonna live forever. I mean, we never think that at some point, lights will be out and that's it. So I think, at least to me, that was kind of the breaking point for me. Like, do I really want to continue doing what I'm doing, or do I really want to switch into something different? You know what I mean? Like to explore something, or things like that. So, and I find also amazing how arts in general, like dancing, acting, like all of those arts came through basically to save us from from everything. You know what I mean? So
They really did. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And how do you handle the pressure of performance and the expectations placed on you and your team?
Ooh. I think we're really good on like supporting each other through any challenges we're going through in our personal life. And we're really good at being able to like leave that at the door when we come into practice, enjoy practice, like not think about things for a little bit, enjoy our games. And like I said, we really lean on each other. If someone's having a bad day, we're there to help them, we're there to talk about it. And during games, like we all just keep the vibes high. Like, yeah, we really support each other in everything. And I think that really helps to have a whole team of girls that I know I can count on.
Yeah, absolutely. Community is important, basically. So
Mhm.
there you go. How do you approach the balance between pushing your physical limits and taking care of your body's well-being in your dance training?
Mhm. Yeah, have finding days to have rest, to take a bath, to go for a walk, just take care of our bodies because I do dance almost every day. um, and that can be exhausting. My muscles hurt between dancing, workouts, all of that stuff. It is hard to find a balance, I find, because I love dancing and I do love dancing every day. But yeah, just listening to my body when it needs a break, I need to give it a break, and I know that. And yeah, just knowing the ways that I can take care of it, like having a hot bath, Epsom salts,
Yeah,
taping my knee if it's feeling sore to give it some support, just all of those things to make sure that I don't burn out because no one wants that,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Absolutely. And how does dance serve as a form of self-discovery and personal expression for you?
Ooh, self-discovery and personal expression. Um, Yeah, I love using dance to express myself. I love using different genres. Like if I'm having a sad day, I'll be like, okay, what sad song can I choreograph to for my students
Mhm.
this week? Or if I need to like hype myself up, I'll pick a hyped up hip hop song and be like, let's choreograph a dance to this today. And I find that really helps, boost myself up, and it allows me to feel like my emotions through my art form instead of, holding it all in. I find it's really helpful to express them through dance. And I just learn a lot about myself through dancing, through taking different classes and learning from different people, learning from myself, my friends. It's all super helpful in pushing myself that way.
There you go. Okay. And what would be your top five of favorite songs right now? Like your top five right now, which songs are?
Ooh, okay. I love Yeah by Usher and Lil Jon. That is my go-to game day hype up song. I love There's Nothing Holding Me Back by Shawn Mendes. That one will always get me hyped up, and they always play it during football games. So that gets me going for sure. Um, what else? Ooh. I love Ariana Grande's new album. That Boy Is Mine is probably a favorite on there. What else? Hmm. I feel like my top songs change every day.
Hmm.
Maybe probably a song by Sabrina Carpenter. I love her. And right now, of course, because I just choreographed that dance to SOS. SOS is for sure up there today.
Up there today. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's incredible. And yeah, that is amazing. Okay, cool. Now, if you could describe your whole career, dancing and cheerleading, but you know what? On a drink, tell me, what drink would it be?
Ooh, I feel like it would be like lemonade on a hot day.
Mm.
Lemonade is always going to be refreshing. It's always going to hit the spot. And I feel like that's my life with dancing. Like I'm always excited to dance and perform, and it's never a bad day to do that.
There you go. I'll take it. And what will be the name of that? So we know it's a lemonade, but what will be the name for that drink? Let's say that I go to a restaurant or a bar and I ask for that.
Ooh, I think it would have to be like maybe like a passionade, passion
Passionate.
for what I do, and a
Hmm.
lemonade, mix it together.
Passionate.
Yeah,
Hey, I like it. Yeah, okay.
I'd order
Oh,
that.
yeah, for sure. I tell you what, at some point I will have one for sure.
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan. I like it. Now tell me, like, what motivates you? We all have those days that basically we just want to quit. It's inevitable, happens to all of us. So yeah, like how you maintain yourself positive in a moment that perhaps you are struggling, let's say.
Hmm. Just I always want to become a better version of myself. I want to push myself in my dancing, my career, and just my teammates really motivate me, and my students really motivate me because I want to be the best dance teacher choreographer for them. I want to be the best teammate for my friends, the best dancer for them. And yeah, those things really push me to just keep going, even if I don't want to one day. They really motivate me like that.
Hmm. That's incredible. That is amazing. And my last question, so we can all enjoy and relax after, a couple of
Mhm.
difficult, cool, amazing, badass questions. Here it is. What do you think that would be the best title for this episode?
Ooh. Hmm. I would say something like behind the palms, you know?
Okay.
Cheerleader palms, just like seeing what's behind the cheerleader, like we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The deeper part.
So behind the palms,
Yeah.
I'll take it. Sounds cool. I love it. I mean, yeah, that sounds like a franchise to me.
Awesome.
There you go. I mean, at the end, what can I say? The fact that you're pursuing something that makes you happy, that you're actually making it, and that so many people, yeah, like so many people love what you do, and the fact that you want to, do your best to kind of to also cheer up somebody's day or something like that, and that you're also inspiring people and things like that. I mean, that is incredible, and I do think that following something that makes you happy, it's always, I mean, sometimes it tends to be a pain in the butt. We all know that. But the fact that you're doing it, you're making it happen, you're showing results. I mean, I think that's proof from everyone to be like, you know what, if she's doing it, I can do it too. Or perhaps I could pursue something different. But the fact that you're something that you're passionate about, that is incredible. And now we discover why you're super badass.
I remember being, yeah, like I said, young at games, watching the cheerleaders, and I wanted to be one of them. And so when little girls come up to me now at games and are like, I want to be a cheerleader when I grow up, it's like, it's so special because that was me when I was younger. And I'm so thankful that we have these teams for people like me who love dance and didn't want to stop at high school. We want to continue and build a career out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the fact that they can rely on someone as you, that is incredible. I mean, and especially like right now, whenever, that the world is kind of a little bit crazy place, but the fact that they can relate on someone with such, with such a positive awesomeness attitude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. I also want to thank those who tune in here. Thank you so much for thanks so much for checking this episode out. Now, as I said in the beginning, in the description below, you're gonna find all of Anna's social media. Now, because we find out why she's super badass, let's make her viral. Hashtag Team Anna. And again, thank you so much for making this happen. Keep rocking out there, keep shining, keep inspiring, and I'll see you in the next one.
Amazing.
All right.